Today we will be focusing on editing the master template and creating hero articles. So first things first, the master template. We go into the source, and all the way down at the page there's already a blank section for people to use. All I have to do for this is copy, figure out around where the hero belongs. For this particular one, I'm going to be doing Cordelia and Amelie. I probably butchered that pronunciation. So we see Amelie is 61, right above Shiro, right above Blue. So Blue is already in here. And as you probably notice, we already have her in here. So I'm going to section off that little portion with her in it in comment tags. And as you notice, she has LTO. Let's paste in. And because we already have the blank, because we already have the name, we can remove the blank instead of just removing the name and adding hers in. We know she's we know she's LTO. We know she's female. We know that she is part of the release event and is mythic. So mythic event release. We know she is not an egg, so no egg. For her role, the easiest way to tell a role would be to look at the lines. I do not have the lines, unfortunately, so I'm going to make a guess as to her role based on her hero book. She has specifically the line that she is a great florist, so let's make that her role. Roles are cosmetic, 100%. We don't need to really worry about that matching anything. She's charming, perfectionist, and handy. So charming, perfectionist, and handy. We know she's from version 1.0.4 because she was part of the release. And her ember is yellow. And since she's a mythic yellow. If we don't know what her ember is, we would put mythic because she's a mythic and unknown. So she is a mythic release. If I remember correctly, she is a cash shop. I will double check that before saving. Go over here. Purchase during event. Yes. So mythic release cash. You have to buy her with money. Real money. So I will start off using her. Adding hero and A-M-E-L-I-E. Now double checking everything. LTO, female, mythic release cash, mythic, she's release event, no egg, florist, charming perfectionist, handy, 1.04, and yellow ember. So now we save. And let it do its thing. And now since we have the hero book open already, we don't need to make any guessworks as to the name. we just click on the red link and it pulls up a blank page for us with the editor in load. While that is loading, I'm going to start with the copy-paste method. All we have to do for copy-paste is grab this whole box here, as is. We will be adding stuff, adding information to it, but as far as what we need to copy, it's almost all there for us, without having to worry about doing just about anything to the code itself. So in source editor, you want to paste the entire code that you've just copied, and just to make sure, absolutely sure, that I've copied it, you want to paste the whole code as is in the source editor view. If it'll paste. There we go. So as you'll probably notice, dog info box has all of these already in it, so you don't really need to do anything about that. Event name needs to be changed to the event that it is, release event. And because it's not an alchemy hero, it is a microtransaction hero, we add the relevant information as such. Because it is not alchemy, we do not need the alchemy section, so we can remove that entirely. I do have its description. Because it's not an egg, we don't need egg yes. But it is an event, so we do still need event yes. So I don't need category needs description here. So let's grab that, remove that. Let me pull up my reference image. Even rebels appreciate the beauty of flowers. If my browser will stop freezing on me. Okay, so as I was saying, here's where I'm going to be splicing the two videos together, apparently. So we have the description. Even rebels appreciate the beauty of flowers. She is a great florist. But has a tendency to dig up flowers. And plants she doesn't like. So like I said, we know she's an event. So event equals yes. That will trigger the correct version of the description box. I don't have her lines, and I don't have any trivia for her at the moment. So we can go ahead and, with the copy-paste method, say article hero Amelie. And just to confirm, we click preview, make sure everything looks okay. These should fix themselves, assuming I didn't make a mistake and typo. Things look okay so far. It is entirely possible that it typoed. Would not be the first time. So I'm going to, of course, I happen to tap on. So I'm going to go in really quickly before I save. This is just my personal preference. And double check to confirm one more time that the spelling is correct, that the info is correct, and that I did not forget an equal symbol. And of course it's not loading. So heck it, save page. If it messes up, I'll know in a second. And if it messes up, I'll fix it in post. Because more often than not, it messed up. More often than not, an error is caused by a single out of place symbol. So I'll go down to the bottom of the page, grab the blank again, because we're adding a new one. And on my way up, I'm going to look to see what happened with, I see what happened with, the blanks do not have the equal sign. Like I said, more often than not, the problem is just one misplaced symbol in the code. So always remember, and bear this as a teachable moment, so to speak, always remember to have your code correct. If you're using a switch code, you have to have an equal sign. So I'll make note of this down here real quick. Cordelia info plus Emily equals sign. Yes, sing. Plus other equals signs. I should make sure that that's set up before anyone else makes the same mistake that I did. So after Sam comes Cordelia. In terms of the place in the hero book. So let's make sure we have the closing tag. And I'll double check before I save to make sure that that's in there. So Cordelia. No LTO. And what information do we have on her? Aquatic Artificer. Based on her hero book entry. She is not an egg. She is not from an event. I'm going to double check that before I say that fully. Yep, not from an event. She is mythic. Her book rarity is Mythic Box Dog. Wow, Mythic Box. Hero. We don't actually need the... And of course, browser lag. Come on. Mythic. she's female. Because of her hero book entry. She is a mythic blue ember. Version 1.0.4. Agile, lustrous, and mystic rather. And let's hope the browser window decides to catch up to my typing and catch up to my typing correctly. There we go. Agile, lustrous, mystic, 1.04, aquatic artificer. Did I misspell that? That is a possibility. And of course it just bumped all the way up to the top of the page, because why wouldn't it, right? Because whenever I try to show these things off, nothing really goes right. Lyra, Cordelia. Okay, so aquatic. Apparently there's no C in aquatic. I'm not the greatest speller in the universe, so forgive me for that. Equal sign, equal sign, equal sign, equal sign, equal signs. Equal signs across the board. Okay. So this one looks fine. Let me double check one last thing before I leave this page entirely. Okay. Let me drop this comment part down there because I'd forgotten to grab the end brackets. So the close comment tag is now in the correct spot. Okay, so that's Cordelia's info. Save. And I wouldn't be surprised if I missed something completely obvious and it winds up breaking Cordelia's page the minute that it's made, because it happens. So, Cordelia. For Cordelia's page, I'm going to show the subst method when it loads. Okay, so the subst method is you type subst colon hero, because we're using the hero template, article, hero, Cordelia, subst. This is my way of letting everyone know that I'm doing it by way of the subst. So in order for it to change the information inside of the article itself, you have to save with the word, save with the template before you can go in and edit it. So now it's saved, but you notice the alchemy is still there, despite the fact it's not an alchemy hero. It says event name as an alchemy hero, and it's not an event cat, dog, not an event dog. Still have yet to get used to the whole cat dog swap. So switching it over to source editor, mostly a personal preference because I find it personally to be easier to edit in the source editor because I can see everything that's going on, even if I don't see it visually. We don't need LTO, so we can drop that from it. We don't need this blurb here. And again, I don't have any lines or the trivia. So updating from subst. save. And now we have her page. Now I'm really quickly going to show what it looks like for subst and why you have to go back in to edit it. So let's go back to the hero page, the hero book. And we'll just pull one at random. I'm not actually going to create the page for it, because that will take more time than I already have spent on this, and more time out of everyone else's day. So let's pull up Benji. Bottom bar, loading bar. Source editor. So here is what it looks like when you subst. As you notice, source editor, all that's there is subst hero. You can hit preview, and it will show you the page even though there's nothing there. Resume editing, and you might think to yourself, okay, maybe switch it over to visual editor, switch it back over. This is what you'll see on the visual editor side of things. Literally nothing. Well, other than subst hero. But, not that I can preview visual editor anymore, there is nothing technically on this page yet. It is only after you hit save that this pulls in all of the text from the template, thereby creating what is seen in source mode's preview. This right here. So in order to use subst as a way of creating an article, you have to subst the template first and then go in to edit it after you've already made the page with subst. So I hope that clears up a little bit of possible confusion as to what subst does, how the hero template itself works, copy-paste method, subst method, and what to do when editing the master template. This has been Trunkuza, and I'll see you all in the Discord.